not even having access to some of the information that you're budgeting. So if your sales are off, but you don't have any access to CRM data, conversion data, Google Analytics.
Joining me today is Josh Aharonoff, founder and CEO of Mighty Digits. He is a fractional CFO for fast-growing businesses. Josh is also the mastermind behind Your CFO Guy, where he shares finance and FP&A insights with an audience of over 400,000 professionals. What are the top 3 things that you see throw off a budget versus actual in your experience running Mighty Digits with your clients?
It's a great question. Let me think about how to answer that. First is really just model mechanics and throwing off a budget versus actuals. And a lot of companies don't even create that condensed view that we showcased earlier of, let's say, your 10 KPIs that are the most important. And instead, they'll maybe do a budget versus actuals on the entire P&L, the entire balance sheet. And I think QuickBooks Online has a feature where you could import it. And yes, that provides a lot of good data, but again, it's just too much information overload. If you start instead from a macro level, you analyze your budget versus actuals, and then you drill into only the areas that are necessary, I think that could really add a lot of value. In terms of the other 2 areas, well, another one is, like we spoke about earlier, not even having access to some of the information that you're budgeting. So if your sales are off, but you don't have any access to CRM data, conversion data, Google Analytics, it can be really difficult to then drive change because you don't know what piece in your revenue forecast was off. So I like to always start with, from a working backwards perspective, what information do we actually have on hand? The third is, do the department heads who hopefully helped you prepare that forecast, do they have the visibility into what's even happening in the business? Like we spoke about with a level 4 forecast, you want to also include historical data to be able to drive those projections. So that means showcasing to the department heads what's happening in their department in a way in which they can easily consume to make their forecast even more robust and hopefully lower those variances.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And while you're talking about department heads, a lot of times when starting off their career in FP&A, right, we think we need to go build this forecast kind of in a vacuum, when really a lot of the work is partnering up with those different department heads, making sure you understand their part of the business, what's available, what's important to them, and bringing that knowledge into your forecasting. Any advice for building those relationships and ensuring that their information, their expertise gets brought into the process?
It's a great question. And like I mentioned, it's really one of my favorite parts of FP&A. You really get to expand your network with some incredible people that you can take for the rest of your career.